Power Blade Expert, please take my $20. It's snowing on Mount Fuji. And I'm hearing that we are now ready, so please welcome WhiteHat94 as he runs Micro Mages.
All right, hey everyone, how is everyone doing today? All right, so we got our couch set up back here. We got a couple of friends. I think their mics aren't working right now, but maybe tech crew can get on that. But yeah, let's just jump into this. Oh, we'll get the story real quick. In a long forgotten times, 4 mages set off to save their beloved princess from the demon fortress. So that's our whole story. And yeah, let's just get it started. So time is gonna start when I press start here. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so for anyone that hasn't seen this game, this is a brand new NES game. Came out 2019, so the beginning of last year. It's called Micro Mages. It was made by 2 people, Julius and Nicholas of Morphcat Games. It is a vertically scrolling platformer where we play as a little mage. And yeah, we're trying to climb up all the towers and rescue our princess. So you'll notice the screen is scrolling on its own. So technically this game is an auto-scroller, but based on how close to the top of the screen you are, the screen will actually scroll faster. So there's a good risk versus reward of, if you stay at the top, you're gonna make the screen go faster, but you gotta know what's coming up or else you'll get there right as the enemies are spawning. All right, so we grabbed a feather out of the first chest there, which allows us to fly up like that. Call that a super fly. That is not necessarily intended. It is a thing you can do in multiplayer, which this game, if you see in between the levels, there's 4 scores there. Get up there. There we go. This game is actually a 4-player co-op platformer. So if you got a couple of friends, you can play 4-player. It's actually very fun. And we got the first boss here. We can go for a quick donation while this boss is showing off. Right, yeah, this boss can't damage in between cycles. We hide down here in the corner after the first initial one, and we can get instant hits on him. And this is just the final cycle. It's just 4 cycles. And here we'll see the greatest feature of the game is that if you hold down on the D-pad, your mage actually dances. So that's the top #1 feature of the game. All right, so now we're on to Tower 2. Now we've got these ropes to mess with. We've got new enemies. We got little skeletons, and we got a goblin up here. The goblin, you'll see, is one of the worst enemies in the game. So we're trying to hit some super flies to get near the top of the screen to keep the screen scrolling. See, there's one right there. But yeah, so the goal, like I said, is to stay at the very top of the screen as much as possible. But regarding these super flies, so if you flap once in the air and then jump again, it's 2 frames before you hit the ground, I think. It's a 2-frame window most of the time to get those super flies. So each one you see me hit is probably a 2-frame window. So we're not going to get them every time. So that goblin right there has ended so many runs. So what the goblins do, they actually read your inputs. They're dirty little cheaters. So if you shoot at them, they will jump. They know to jump and try and jump over your shots. And they'll get even worse later. I'll talk about that when it happens. I did pick up a fairy also at the end of the first tower. That is purely for safety. Like I said, this is a one-hit death game, so if you do not have a power-up, then you will die. You're gonna die in one hit. So in case I lose the bird, which hopefully we don't, knock on wood, we don't lose our buddy the seagull. Pick up a little beer right here. So you see at the very bottom, there's 4 little dots where we just got the beer. There's actually 4 hidden artifacts throughout the whole game. There's 1 in each tower. If you collect them all and beat the game without game overing, you unlock a secret super hard loop. Alright, so we got more new enemies. We got snakes, and they behave kind of like ropes in Zelda 1 in that they do not react until you get in their line of sight, and then they charge directly at you. I did a little wall kick off the invisible tile on the right there. So if there's a tile on the left side of the screen, and there's an empty space all the way on the right side of the screen, that tile will screen wrap and you can jump off it. I do it a few times in the run. Here we'll see our first hidden warp. There's hidden little kind of warp pipes throughout the levels. There you gotta see the big skeleton. Big skeleton, when you kill him, explodes into 2 little bones, and they bounce around a few times before they disappear. We saw some minotaurs. They're tossing tridents at us. But yeah, our main goal is to stay at the top of the screen and keep the feather, which is the seagull. The seagull just makes life so much easier. But you see so that superfly is actually, it's possible to do in multiplayer. You just bounce off another player's head and that happens. But it's not really supposed to be possible in single player. Like I said, it's a 2-frame window most of the time, but I believe it can also be frame perfect or 3 frames. So I'm not sure exactly what determines whether it's 1, 2, or 3 frames, but... Alright, now we're at Tower 4. This is the final tower. We got little bouncing eyeballs now. You'll see we have ghosts. We already had ghosts, but there's a couple of ghosts right here chasing us. We got a big superfly right here. Did not get it, so we just go up here. That is one of the least... it's pretty easy to recover from that one if you don't get it. Do a little up the side action, a little shortcut. We've got fan currents now. So the fan currents, they push you up, but if you have the seagull, it actually pushes you up real fast. So you'll see, like right here, we can skip going around here. We can just go straight up the middle. There are other little checkpoint flags. I don't usually grab most of them because they're a little out of the way. But if you do die, you would respawn there. Alright. This part can get a little sketchy, so we just play that a little bit safe. The real fast strat is you come up there and you go under that eyeball as it jumps over you. And you're real close to that electricity. Yeah, we got electricity now. So here you see, I was going to try and show the goblin trying to dodge my shot, but I hit him instead. So there's a couple of superflies we can do here. Flying up on all these. We go up this one, we can go up the middle. And now we're gonna come up to a boss. You might recognize, this might be a slight reference to another game. We have our bat invaders. So you wanna be pretty aggressive, try and take them out as fast as possible, but I do not want to get hit. We do a nice superfly there at the end. That boss fight only ends once you get out of the top of the screen. So if you superfly as soon as it's available to exit the level, you can save a couple of seconds. I got a little warp there to nice superfly up. And we're coming up to the this is the final boss. Allegedly. This is actually the final boss. So this boss actually has a nice little safe spot right where you spawn. If you just stand here, the boss can't hit you. If you move around, the boss will aim at you and home in on you. But just based on the geometry. All right, so that's got to be the final boss done, right? Oh wait, what is this? All right, this room is a time machine devised by Illuminator. Go ahead, challenge hard mode. All right, so this game actually has 2 loops. So this is the actual loop. So similar to G&G, Ghosts and Goblins, we have to beat the game again, and the levels are similar, but they're a good bit harder in loop 2. So these little skeletons, now they throw bones now. They don't just walk back and forth. So all the enemies are a little bit harder as we keep move up the towers again. Yeah, the color palette has changed. The enemies move a little faster. All right, I'm gonna try to pick up a fairy again, just as a little safety. So these the bubble goats, you see the goat on the right, they now shoot much faster and shoot 3 bubbles at a time. So there's a couple of spots coming up later in the run where they're a major pain. All right, so maybe this chest has a fairy. I don't know if I set it up. Oh, I did on accident. So the drops are actually deterministic. So if you know where in the count you are, you can force a drop, which I did at the very start of the run to get the feather. It wasn't an accident that I got it. All right, as we refight this, we can go for a donation if you got one.
And we do. I have a $50 donation from I11 who says, Micro Mages may have come out in 2018, but it is one of my favorite NES games. Good luck keeping your feather and saving Princess.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, this boss, it's mostly the same, moves a little faster, but also launches one of the little ghosts at you. So I'm being careful to make sure that I take that ghost out and do not accidentally get bonked. Nice, easy. So yeah, all the bosses are all a decent bit harder than in the first loop. All right, so Tower 2 in loop 2 is ice physics, because even though this was an NES game made in 2019, I think it's law that an NES game has to have ice physics. But luckily they don't affect us too much. All right, the goblins walk a little bit faster in loop 2, and we'll probably see they do something else. They're dirty little cheaters. You should be able to see, I think, in this level. Yeah, I like to do super flies at the start of the stages. They're not really necessary because you'll see you have to get up there. You have to wait for the screen to start scrolling anyway. Oh, all right. So in loop 2, these little goblins, not only do they react to your bullets at them, but if you jump near them, they read your input and will also jump. So say this last one, which is the worst one, if you're right next to them and you try and jump over, they will jump straight up as soon as you jump, and you'll just run right into them. It's a nasty little enemy in loop 2. Coming up to the Viking boss again. It's another big superfly there. So the main difference here, we have ice physics in the boss fight, and the lightning spawns and shoots much faster. So you gotta be ready to move as soon as you see it start to spawn. I believe the barrels might be going a little faster also. Yeah, that's loop 2, Tower 2. Now we're going up 3-1. 3-1 isn't super different. I guess another fun little fact about this game is it's a gorgeous game. Like the art is super nice. This game is only 40 kilobytes, so it is the same size as Mario 1. This game is so small that it technically could have been a launch title for the NES. It uses no mapper, so it doesn't use any extra special chips. They just did an amazing job of optimizing the storage for this game. And there's a very good video on YouTube that they made showing some of the small stuff they did to be able to fit everything into this. It's only like 10 minutes long. Highly recommend checking that out. Oh, there's a good Superfly. We skipped having to go to the warp. Taking the warp there slows the screen down a little, so if you can get that Superfly, it's real nice. But yeah, it's incredible how they fit this in. There's tons of little stuff. If you check out that video, like how most of the things in the stages are symmetrical, and they just rotate the symmetry based on where it is in the level to save the space. Very, very interesting stuff. All right, so that was a really nice Tower 3. All right, this is, I didn't mention it in the first loop, but this is the worst boss in the game in both loops. So these swords that come up are random. We ideally do not want swords in the middle. Like, that was pretty nice. Because we want to stay in the middle so we can get all the hits on the head here. That was close. And there is a second form in loop 2. So that after we defeat the knight, the head... Oh, that was a really good kill. Nice. The head will chase you. And the reason I don't take out the bat is the bat has so much HP that it's easier to just juke him around and force him to go where you want him to go and get him out of the way. But yeah, we're up to Power 4 again. Yeah, we do like some dangerous strats, like just jumping over that Minotaur. Alright, this Superfly is another one that is... Alright, we didn't get it, so we just go around again. But you see all the ghosts? That one is very dangerous to miss because the enemies and the bubbles from the bubble goat, it gets real hairy real fast there if you don't get that Superfly right away. Yeah, I definitely recommend. This is a very fun game casually. If you got a couple friends, it's fun playing multiplayer, pushing each other around and trying to get all the points. The game is available on Steam. It's also available on itch.io. It's available on cart. I'm playing on the actual cartridge here. And if you bought that itch.io racial justice insane bundle, you already have this game. I definitely recommend. So it's not a super long playthrough, but it's very fun. Ooh. Now in loop 2, there's actually a little warp right here, so we don't have to worry about getting the Superfly. And we're back to the Bat Invaders. So at this point, I didn't want to get hit, but it's okay if we get hit. Because we're near the end, so it doesn't really matter. I can't get a Superfly here, which is unfortunate, but I just need one item so I can boost through a Will-O-Wisp, which are these giant skulls. So if you actually hit one of these skulls, they get aggro and they chase after you. So we're gonna avoid shooting them. And we're coming back up to the boss here. A little safe here since I don't have an extra hit. Yeah, we have this boss again. You can get an early hit if you time that one of those just right. And these stars are random, and they give me a really bad pattern there. Yeah, I'm missing some charge shots. This is gonna take like 3 or 4 hits here. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's tough. I had to move out of the way of the one of them. All right, you can actually make it up here if you... not quite. So now we have the true final boss. So time will be after the screen, or as the screen fades for after defeating this boss. And suddenly, we're in a shmup fight as we fight the eyeball, the illuminator. There's kind of safe spots to dodge his homing shots. Oh, excellent fight, and that's time. So yeah, that was actually a very nice run. We did not lose the feather until after we didn't need it anymore, which is at the very end. All right, so we rescued. This is our princess. Princess. Arf. So the princess that we were saving was just a dog. It was not an actual princess. And if you get, like I said, get all the artifacts, you can unlock Hell Mode, which is, it's that second loop, but it's even harder. And you get another additional ending after this, which is pretty adorable. But yeah, that is going to be it for me for now. Happy to be part of this little mini homebrew block with Chicken on the Farm. Yeah, check this game out. And I will be back with Contra Rebirth, I think coming up on Friday. But yeah, stay tuned for more of this NES block. And yeah, that's it for now.
Thank you, WhiteHat94, for that wonderful run of Micro Mages. As we get ready for the upcoming run of Legacy of the Wizard by Dragon Dark, here are a few donations. Shane2D donates $20.19, saying, "This Micro Mages run really takes me back. I remember being a kid, staying up late, drinking Jolt Cola and reading Nintendo Power, trying to figure this one out." Wait, what? Ryan176 donates $25, saying simply, "Great cause, great runners." As a reminder, we have in about 30 minutes Power Blade being run by NeoCAD. There is currently an open incentive to upgrade the difficulty of that run from normal to expert, and we are a mere $175 away from meeting that incentive. So let's see what we can do to get there. To help us along, insert silly name here donated $250, saying, "A haiku for SGDQ, make hard games harder. Donate now for Power Blade, upgrade to expert." Creebumly donated $10, saying, "Powering up that Power Blade difficulty." Lordly Hour donated $5.75, saying, "A small donation, would that cents could be dollars. Alas, I am too broke." But that's okay, Lordly Hour. As a reminder, everyone, we are all here to support Doctors Without Borders, and every donation you make, no matter how large or how small, helps the cause. As we get ready for the upcoming run, we will run a quick Twitch ad. See you in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. We are almost ready for Dragon Dark's run of Legacy of the Wizard. We have a $200 donation from CPNXP saying, Legacy of the Wizard. This game stumped me as a child. No internet or manual made it impossible. My uncle is the only person I knew who had a copy of this game. And with that, we are ready. Please welcome Dragon